California, with its sun-drenched landscapes and diverse terrain, is also a land shaped by fire. Wildfires are a natural part of this ecosystem, but in recent years they have transformed into something far more destructive: firestorms. These infernos, driven by a combination of factors, pose a significant threat to the state's people, wildlife, and environment. One major culprit is climate change. Rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and drier vegetation create a tinderbox-like environment. When strong winds like the Santa Ana winds blow through these parched landscapes, they can quickly turn a small spark into an uncontrollable blaze. Human activity, both intentional and accidental, also plays a role in ignition. It's important to remember that not all fires are inherently bad. In fact, some ecosystems in California rely on periodic fires for regeneration. However, the intensity and frequency of these recent firestorms far exceed the natural cycle, pushing these systems beyond their ability to recover and adapt. Understanding the interplay of climate, weather patterns, and human actions is crucial for developing effective strategies to mitigate the risks and protect the Golden State from these devastating events. The impact of California's firestorms extends far beyond the immediate devastation of charred landscapes and destroyed homes. These infernos leave lasting scars on both the natural environment and the lives of those who call California home. Ecologically, these fires decimate entire ecosystems. Forests that have stood for centuries are reduced to ash, leaving behind a barren landscape vulnerable to erosion and flooding. Wildlife populations suffer immense losses as animals are forced to flee their habitats, often succumbing to the flames or the lack of food and shelter in the aftermath. For humans, the consequences are equally devastating. Lives are lost, homes and businesses are reduced to rubble, and communities are displaced. The economic toll is staggering, with billions of dollars in property damage, firefighting costs, and lost economic activity. Beyond the physical destruction, there are also significant health impacts. Smoke from these fires travels for miles, blanketing communities in a thick haze of harmful pollutants. This can exacerbate respiratory problems, trigger asthma attacks, and lead to long-term health issues. The devastating consequences of California's firestorms are best understood through the stories of those who have lived through them. In 2018, the Camp Fire tore through the town of Paradise, California, becoming the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in the state's history. The firestorm claimed 85 lives, destroyed over 18,000 structures, and left countless residents with nothing but the clothes on their backs. One survivor, a retired teacher named Mary, lost her home of 30 years in the blaze. She described the firestorm as a scene from a horror movie, recalling the intense heat, the deafening roar of the flames, and the feeling of utter helplessness as she fled for her life. Like many others, Mary faced the daunting task of rebuilding her life from scratch, grappling with the emotional trauma and the loss of irreplaceable memories. Yet, amidst the devastation, stories of resilience and community spirit also emerge. In the aftermath of these fires, neighbors help neighbors, volunteers flock to affected areas to offer aid and support, and communities come together to rebuild what was lost. These acts of kindness and compassion underscore the indomitable spirit of Californians in the face of adversity. While the threat of firestorms in California may seem insurmountable, there are steps we can take to mitigate the risks and protect our communities and environment. Preventing these catastrophic events requires a multifaceted approach that addresses both the human and natural factors that contribute to their occurrence. One crucial aspect is reducing our impact on the climate. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and promoting sustainable practices are essential for curbing the effects of climate change, including the increased risk of wildfires. Additionally, we need to improve forest management practices such as prescribed burns and thinning overgrown vegetation to reduce the amount of fuel available for wildfires. Equally important is raising awareness about fire safety. Educating communities about the importance of defensible space around homes, responsible campfire practices, and being prepared for evacuations can make a significant difference in reducing the risk of ignition and minimizing the impact of wildfires. The fight against California's firestorms is a shared responsibility. By working together, we can create a safer future for ourselves, our children, and the natural wonders that make this state so unique.